All right, so let's go ahead and dig into the charts and some analytics. So a name that you're liking to start the week is American Airlines, ticker symbol AAL. What are you thinking, AJ? What do you like?
All right. So American Airlines, it's an airline that's been around. It's one of the, I would say American Airlines and United and then Delta are the three big ones here in the States, moving a lot of people. American Airlines is it looks like, and the signal just is forming right now. This is an end of day signal that's forming right now. So I really don't want to pay attention until the market's closed, but you can see my little magenta here. In fact, I'm going to do something if you guys have downloaded my indicator, this is something that you can do that I actually am telling a lot of people. Um, I like to have an additional validation in my end of day signals. Usually the MACD signal, like I have pulled up here, is calculated on the close price. That's the typical. But I made it when I, had this indicator created for you guys. I made it so that you could actually choose which price your indicator is calculated on. This one's a very interesting one where you take the high, the low, and the close, and you take the average of that. Divide by three. That means you're taking into consideration the true range of the bars, whether we've got a volatile day of trading or not. That's going to get reflected in whether you get a trade signal or not. But the other one I really like is using the volume weighted average price, the VWAP, rather than close, because if there's no volume, and volume is always the great validator to price action, if there's no volume, this will prevent you from getting a false signal. So I've got it calculated on VWAP. You can see a signal is materializing. Again, we don't want to really, give it any sort of credibility until the market's closed. But if we get a signal, it means that we've been testing this $12 top that we established back at the end of March. That means I want to be ready to go ahead and either short some American Airlines or buy a substitute options. An American airline has a really great, robust, heavily traded options chain. So the substitute option I really am attracted to is the American Airlines January 2026. So about 7 months till expiration, $17 put. That would allow me to buy something that profits if the underlying symbol goes down. And so what I'm expecting to have happen is that we get our follow through signal to this down, this end of day top signal. We get our follow through saying, yes, American Airlines is going to go down. We buy that put or we short the stock. It doesn't matter, but I actually am attracted to buying that put. As the underlying symbol goes down, that put appreciates. And I'm actually expecting the underlying symbol then to find its footing between about 9 and 10. That's what it did for a whole month there. So I actually feel like investors are going to then start, they're looking for a little bit of a pullback to buy this at a bargain. When they do that, I'm actually going to sell them a protective put. I can do that because I've either got shorted stock or I've got this option substitute in my portfolio. So that allows me to sell people insurance. So when they buy the stock and buy their protective put, I'll be the one selling them that protective put. That gives me an opportunity to make some money. And if the stock is going up, which is what will happen if it finds another bottom, the likelihood that they use that protective put is going to be almost nil. So I'm basically going to be in the protective put selling business. That's what premium selling is. So I'm looking for follow through to today's end of day signal. I'm going to buy that substitute put option. Again, it's the January 2026 $17 put. And then I'm going to basically wait for a bottom to be found and get into that put selling business. I think this American Airlines is going to materialize to be one of those premium selling trades that just stacks our portfolio for the rest of 2025.
Yeah, and from a pricing and
Totally affordable.
yeah, like how much you need in your portfolio, how much you need to risk. This is like those $10 names are spot on of those sweet spots
And
with
it's a
like
company that's not going anywhere, and even though, people have kinda I assume that the reason why the stock price has gone down is because there's all this stuff in the news about the safety of the airlines here in the United States and the air traffic controllers, so that sentiment has caused, people to sell their position, but it looks like we've bottomed out at around $9.50. It looks like we're probably going to top out at 12. And again, I'm not going to trade until not only do I get today's end of day signal, but I also get follow through. But that 9 to 12 range, that's what we love for premium selling of a pretty boring stock, but it's a boring stock that makes money. They're a company that it's like the little engine that could. They're going to keep going, and we're just going to use how investors are reacting to, what's in the headlines to make money off of this.